LaShonda Scales, your Commissioner for District 1 and President Pro Tem of the Jefferson County Commission. It's a super duper Sunday, and I'm telling you about something that you, as an American citizen, have the right to vote. I told you this on yesterday, and so I'm very pleased to be able to have with me on today, for your benefit, absentee voting conversation and how you in the state of Alabama can begin to vote right now, even if you're fearful of COVID-19 and the voting precinct. That is one of the options that you can check off right now, beginning tomorrow, so that you can absentee vote in person. And I'm right here at the Jefferson County Courthouse right now with our super duper clerk. This is our Jefferson County Circuit Clerk. Her name is Jackie Smith. I want to introduce you again to her, and I'm so excited because we know that there's been some expansion in your office and all that kind of good stuff. You're doing some great work, so I want to talk about absentee voting and how all of us can be able to take advantage of this opportunity right now.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that you, as a county commissioner, helped to allow us to move to the 5th floor, which is where we're located right now. So if you want to vote absentee ballot, please come to the courthouse, the main courthouse on Richard Arrington Boulevard, and we're on the 5th floor in the main county courthouse. So if you want to vote absentee and avoid the crowds on November the 3rd, you want to come in and vote early, you can, beginning Monday through October the 29th, you can come into the courthouse on the 5th floor, bring your driver's license, come on in. You can complete the application, we will issue you a ballot, and you will put the ballot yourself in a locked box, a ballot box that will not be open until November 3rd, and that's the day that everything will be counted. I want to thank you again for allowing us to have the 5th floor open for voters. I want to thank you and the commissioners for thinking about the public as far as COVID-19. If you're fearful about going to the polls on the 3rd of November, you can come in now from Monday on until October the 29th, and you can vote in person, and therefore you can avoid being exposed to on the regular polls on November the 3rd. But come on in now. And again, thank you so much for allowing us to do this.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. So your office is open from what hours?
We're open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, from now until October the 29th, accepting applications for absentee ballot.
Wow. So you have no excuse. I mean, literally, you got from today, as in Monday, through October 29th. That's more than 30 days. That's more than a month for you to get out here to vote. So you have no excuses. Let me tell you something else that you mentioned. When you talked about absentee voting, we know that there are requirements that you have. I found it very interesting. You said if you're fearful of COVID-19 and coming into the poll, you can go to vote. So is that on the ballot? Like when you have your little mark-offs, is that one of the reasons you can use to be able to absentee vote?
Well, that's not listed on the application. Our staff is instructed to allow people and to explain to them when they call into the office, which is 205-325-5313, that they can check option 2, which means that you can check that you're fearful of going to the polls to vote on the 3rd, but you're fearful of being exposed to the virus. If you check that, if you're 65 and under, please check number 2, but you also have to have a photo ID. That's why when you come on down in person, bring your photo ID.
Wow. One other thing you just mentioned, and then we're going to wrap it up. You mentioned about the fact security. A lot of times we say, well, my vote don't count. It doesn't count. And so that's why I don't vote. And how do we know our vote is going to be counted? Well, you talked about security. So who secures the ballot that we all have to put out? We come here, we complete the form. Who secures the vote to make sure our votes are counted on November 3rd?
We have 2 groups that assure us of security. The first group is the courthouse security. That's the security provided by the county commissioners. They make sure that all of the votes in the drop box that we have are locked securely. They sign affidavits. The chain of custody is followed, and you put your own ballot in the box. The box is not going to be open again until November the 3rd, the day of the election.
Wow. So listen, it doesn't matter if you are an independent, Democrat, Republican. If you're in the sound of my voice, you just heard what you can do to absentee vote. Now, I'm going to be on you about this because I never want it to be that you're not a part of the process. So for all of us who said, hey, we didn't like what happened to George Floyd, we didn't like what happened with Breonna Taylor, we didn't like all of the things that Black Lives Matter movement is fighting for, it doesn't matter. Any type of discrimination is wrong. And I'm telling you, this is how you change it. You got to change it by the way that you vote. So as of tomorrow, she gave you the number 205-325-5313. And listen, 5th floor of the Jefferson County Courthouse in downtown Birmingham. Get off on the 5th floor, room 500. You see all this information on the screen. And listen, if you are in the military, away at school, you are a caregiver, if you know you're going to be working either the polls or a literal job during our operational voting hours, here's your opportunity. You have more than 30 days to get it done. Save the date, mark your calendar. You see it on the screen from now until October 29th. That is the Thursday before Tuesday, November 3rd. That's why I keep telling you about you and I working together to be the change that we got to see. I love you. God bless you. Don't forget about those produce sites that we got coming up on tomorrow, okay? And Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday. We got a lot going on. I love you. But don't forget, when you vote, you have hope. Your vote is your voice. Your voice is your vote. God bless.